There's one garden favorite that's so versatile and hardy that some gardeners plant and grow it up to 3 times a year. Cold tolerance and fast growth make peas an ideal choice for both beginners and veterans alike. But there's one area where peas don't get nearly enough love from, and that's container gardening. Today, let's change that and take a deep dive into the world of growing epic peas in containers. Peas are best grown from seed, and we'll get into why that is in a moment. First, let's do the age-old trick of soaking the seeds overnight to facilitate and speed up germination. While these guys are soaking, let's get back to it. Okay, so why are peas usually direct seeded in the garden and not grown from starter plants? No doubt, I'm more pro starter plant than anyone I know, and I gave up on transplanting pea plants around 5 years ago. And there's 2 main reasons for this. 1, they grow so fast, it's kind of unnecessary. And 2, they just don't transplant well, being overly susceptible to transplant shock. Now, not on the level of, say, cantaloupes or other melons, but enough to make it not worthwhile. Why then are they so readily available at the store every spring? Well, it's because they're easy to sprout and they're even quicker to grow. And businesses know this, so every year I see them for sale. Resist that temptation and start them from seed. Okay, while the seeds are soaking, let's get our containers and soil ready. You can't do anything with the soil without anything to put it in. So let's talk about the containers. Peas grow best when planted 4 to 6 inches apart. So how many plants you want to grow is going to dictate your container size. They don't have crazy tap roots, but the fibrous network of tiny roots that a pea has is quite impressive. So don't jam too many plants together. Go at least 8 to 10 inches in height or depth, and a good rule of thumb is 1 plant per gallon. I've got about a dozen 5-gallon grow bags here ready for some pea pod action, so let's talk soil. Peas grow best in a loose, well-drained, organic-rich substrate that is pH neutral to slightly acidic. Peas are generalists, and they will tolerate a wide range of soils, but we're starting from scratch, so we might as well aim for the best. I grow mine using a DIY potting mix of 50% compost and 50% coconut fiber. I mix in a little bit of alfalfa meal and an even littler bit of rock phosphate. That's it, a perfect pea mix. Fill your pot, container, or grow bag all the way to the top, compressing it down slightly to pack that soil in. Pre-soak the pots for a few hours to get them ready. We do this because we're pre-germinating the pea seeds. We don't want to plant in dry soil. Speaking of, let's go check on ours to see how they're doing. Pea seeds swell up fast, within a few hours. The swelling of the seed actually cracks the seed coat and forces germination. The first thing to emerge is the root radical tip of the first pea root. That means these guys are ready to plant. Planting peas is super easy. Just make a hole about 1 inch deep, pop the seed in, and cover them back up. Many people plant 2 seeds per hole and then simply cut down the weaker one once they germinate. This way they're guaranteed a plant. Your choice, but it is an option. Mulch the top of the pot with some straw or grass clippings and place in a nice sunny spot. Pea seeds are great in that they lie dormant until the temperatures are warm enough to grow, unlike, say, corn. But the fact that we've pre-germinated these guys means that we need to wait until the outside temperatures are above freezing. If in doubt, just wait a little bit longer. Peas grow fast, so having a little patience is a lot better than having to replant later. Peas are somewhat of a cool weather crop, so if you live in a really warm area, try to get your peas out as soon as possible to avoid growing in the hot of summer. Or wait until later in the year and plan for a fall harvest. Within 5 to 10 days, your pea plant should begin to punch through that mulch and emerge with vigor. Prune them to 1 plant for every 4 inches if you've overseeded them, and keep the soil moist but not saturated. If ever in doubt, simply soak the plant for 2 to 4 hours every 2 weeks and allow the soil to absorb as much water as it can reasonably hold. That's the beauty of container gardening. Now, once these tendrils begin to appear, we need to start thinking about vertical support. All peas climb, even the bush types. And this is where container gardening is a bit more tricky than conventional style. Fortunately, peas are lightweight, so I'm gonna pop over to the store and grab some 5-foot or 6-foot bamboo poles. Orient the poles around the outside of the pot to form a sort of teepee, and guide the plants to the bamboo stakes if they're long enough. Pea plants are relatively maintenance-free once established, so when they grab onto the bamboo and orient their climbing on their own, they're pretty much set. As a legume, peas are going to fix their own nitrogen from the soil, and if you're using a quality compost or potting mix, you won't need any supplemental fertilizer. Once the peas are this size, you have about a 50 to 60 day window until harvest. Many varieties will continue to grow and produce, so just keep harvesting and see how long the plants will grow and produce for you. Growing peas is all about timing. Ace that and you'll have more than enough delicious pea pods for you and your family. And if you can master the vertical support, container pea crops are an excellent addition to any garden or patio greenscape. Hey, if you have any tips for growing peas in containers that you'd like to share, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Also, if any of you are on Facebook, head on over and join our gardening group called Growing Better. The group has grown phenomenally fast, yet it will never lose its sense of community or its welcoming feel. If you're passionate about growing epic organic fruits, herbs, and veggies for you and your family, the Growing Better group is a great place to hang out, share, learn, and grow. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you're getting value in this and the other series that I'm doing on YouTube, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you'd be so kind, and I'll see you in the next video.